ॐ ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः भक्तियोगः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेशमनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसां मय्येव मन आधस्त्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुमध्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्ट सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्ष शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः स मे प्रियः समः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु Please give me 2 minutes. So we will be having the verse 19, right? I'll just quickly browse through the previous shloka as well, 18th also. Anybody has done shloka 18, 19 reading and would like to share? Okay. समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः Samaha, the one who is the same. Shatrau cha mitre cha, with reference to an enemy and a friend. Tatha, similarly, mana apamana yoho, with reference to honor and disgrace. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkheshu, with reference to cold, heat, pleasure, and pain. Samaha, the same. Sangha Vivarjitaha, free from attachment. Samaha, Shatraucha Mitrecha, Tatha Mana Apamanayoho, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkheshu, Samaha, Sangha Vivarjitaha. The one who is the same with reference to an enemy and a friend, so too honor and disgrace, the same with reference to cold, heat, pleasure, and pain, and free from attachment. He is same towards a friend or an enemy. Samaha Shatraucha Mitrecha. He is the same with reference to an enemy and a friend, someone who desires your well-being, of affection for you is a friend, Mitra. Shatru, an enemy, is who wants to hurt you in some manner. The question here is, how can a Gnani have a Shatru? Why should he first create an enemy and then be equable towards him? A Gnani does not create enemies, but they arise nevertheless just by his being himself. Suppose all he does is sit under a tree. There will always be someone who is jealous because he is not capable of sitting under a tree. Whether a Gnani has a big voice or is simply sitting under a tree, someone will be jealous. There are so many reasons for enmity. You need not do anything at all. The shape of your nose can be good enough. That is motiveless enmity. Something about you reminds him of someone who once harmed him, and that invokes enmity. But how are you going to deal with those enemies? Bhagavan says he is Sama, the same. There is no change in the antahkara vritti, whether a friend or an enemy approaches. The enemy creates no disturbance, and the friend does not make him more secure or happy. He is Sama, the same to both. Similarly, he is the same when he receives mana, respect, or apamana, the opposite. Whether he becomes an object of worship or is disrespected, even shamed, he is the same. He is not swayed by the pairs of opposites. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu samaha. In cold and hot, pleasant and unpleasant situations, he is the same, unlike a samsari for whom even the weather is a constant source of complaint. In summer, we go on about how hot it is, and when winter comes, we complain about the cold. When it rains, we complain, and also when it is dry. Then, if the weather is just perfect, we complain that we can't get out, we have to work. The wise man, however, remains equal to all these opposites. It is not that he experiences them any differently. Hot is hot and cold is cold for him also. But his mind is undisturbed with regard to them. He is free from any attachment. Sangha Vivarjitaha, the one who is free from any kind of attachment. There are many possible attachments. Even a sannyasi, though he has given up wife and children, etc., may still worry about them. One who is Sangha Vivarjita has no emotional dependence upon people or things. This extends even to his own body. You may not have other dependencies, but everything can get focused on the body as it does for bodybuilders and the like. It is healthier to have some dependence on others than to have such an extreme dependence on the body. From there, it extends towards to wife, children, house, carpet, furniture, etc. The Jnani, however, is free from any type of dependence. Sangha Vivarjit. This is the concluding word describing the person who has wisdom, which is knowledge of Atma. So the Jnani is same with Shatru or Mitra. He's in every condition, whether it is hot, cold, rain. He is same Mana, Apamana. In every situation, he is the same. So, samsari, we have to practice it as sadhana to remain sthita prajna, whether it is friend or enemy, whether it is mana, apamana, whether it is hot, cold, rain, whatever situation, whatever weather, we have to do it as sadhana. Any would like to share such a beautiful verse? Sangha Vivarjit, that was he free from any type of dependence on the relationships. Not only the relationship, but even about him, his own self, his own body. Too much of dependence on our physical body is also not good. We have to take care to the extent that it is healthy. It remains healthy. Sangha Vivarjita is also very, very beautiful word to remember. We get too much attached to our children. Okay. तुल्य निन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. तुल्य निन्दास्तुतिः, one who is equal to censure and praise. Mauni, disciplined in speech. Santushtah, satisfied. Yena kenachit, by whatever he gets. Aniketah, the one who has no place to call his own. Sthiramatihi, whose knowledge is firm. Bhaktiman naraha, the man who has devotion. Me priyaha, is beloved to me. Tulya ninda stutihi, mauni, santushtaha, yena kenachita, aniketaha, sthiramatihi, bhaktiman naraha, me priyaha. The man who is equal to censure and praise, disciplined in speech, satisfied by whatever he gets, who has no place to call his own, whose knowledge is firm, and who has devotion is beloved to me. He is same in censure and praise. In the previous verse, he showed that the wise man is the same in respect, mana, and respect, apamana. He says he is the same in censure, and assault of criticism, and demanding words, actions, and in praise, stuti. Praise and censure of a man by one who is ignorant are meaningless. Whatever praise one makes, the wise man knows he is more than that because he is not different from Parmeshwara. Since he has no sense of want, nothing will flatter him. And if people criticize, well, they have every freedom to do so. Both praise and censure are the same to him in the sense that neither creates any appreciable change in his mind. Some change is possible because we accept drishta sukha and drishta dukkha, even for a jnani. As a result of a situation, there can be a vritti vishesha, a particular mental condition. A jnani can laugh as well as be serious. But the reality behind all these mental conditions is Purna, which is why the mind of a wise man is likened to the ocean. Sometimes it is calm, sometimes it has a roaring fullness, sometimes a rippling fullness, but it is always full without depending upon the entry of waters from different rivers, much less the rain. Similarly, the wise man is subjected to drishta sukha dukkha, but behind it there is no ajnana. So the mental condition is not taken as himself. His identification with the mind is not from any lack of discrimination. Aviveka tadatmya. Aviveka tadatmya. Kshimyatam. I repeat, his identification. Uh, my voice is breaking. Just let me know if it is his identification with the mind is not from any lack of discrimination. Aviveka tadatmya. But with discrimination. Viveka tadatmya. So you may see that the jnani is feeling happy or unhappy or whatever, but it is only at the external level. He has that viveka. It is not internalized. Whatever the tulya ninda stuti. So whatever it is, the situation, whether it is praise or assault or any kind of disrespect, it is always for the jnani, it is like in the ocean. It remains full. That purnatva bhava is there because he is complete from inside, from within. He doesn't require any praise from the external sources. He feels that fulfilling bhava. Anyone would like to share? For us, it is a sadhana. We should not get flattered by somebody's praise, neither by somebody's criticisms. So, tulya ninda stutir mauni santushta yena kenachita. That feeling of completeness is very important. Okay, he is a mauni. This is a great qualification of a wise man. It does not mean that he does not talk. If he did, there would be no teaching. But that his organ of speech is well disciplined, so that his speaking is measured and what he says he means. This is not a mandate. but again, a very natural expression for him. He has no need to chatter because chattering is an expression of restlessness. The pressure builds up, and you find you have to talk, and it is good to talk. But for the wise man, this pressure does not exist. So, talking is not necessary. This can also be practiced as a sadhana as long as it is not made an ideal. Talking should be fruitful and judicious, neither too much nor too little. So, again, a very beautiful qualification of a wise man, which we all have to practice as a sadhana. Earlier, also, Swamiji explained that Arjavam, whatever you speak, you should mean it. It should be in your mind, whatever is going on, it is different, and what you talk is different, then it is not Arjavam. You are wearing a mask. So, for Gnani, it is a natural expression. Whatever he speaks, he means it. And very important, talking should be fruitful and judicious, neither too much nor too little. Same like our action, it should be our words also, because words are equally powerful. He is happy. Anyone would like to share? He is happy with anything. Santushtah yena kenachit. With any given thing, he is happy because he is happy with himself. He will do what is necessary to take care of the body, but he has no scheme to manipulate the world in order to benefit from it. The few things that are necessary for any living person are all he bothers with. Whatever they are, and in whichever form they come, he is santushta, totally happy. He is a non-complaining person. I repeat, very important. He is happy with anything. Santushtah yena kenachit. With any given thing, he is happy because he is happy with himself. Please remember this word. He is happy because he is happy with himself. He will do what is necessary to take care of the body, but he has no scheme to manipulate the world in order to benefit from it. The few things that are necessary for any living person are all he bothers with. Whatever they are, and in whichever form they come, he is santushta, totally happy. He is a non-complaining person. Shankara reminds us here of another Vakya from the Mahabharata, which expresses the same thing. All the gods call him a Brahmana whose clothes can be ragged, who is satisfied with whatever food he gets, and wherever he finds shelter to lie down and rest. There is a footnote. Yena kena chida chida chano yena yena kena chida chano yena kena chida shitah
येन
yat
केन चिदाशितः
yatra kvachana shayi cha tam deva brahmanam Viduhu, it is from the Shanti Parva.
Yatra kvachana shayi chatvam deva brahmanam viduhu.
Chatam.
Chatam deva. Yeah.
Shai Chatam Deva Brahman Viduhu.
Can we elaborate on this thing where he says he does not need to manipulate the world. He will do what is necessary to take care of the body, but he has no scheme to manipulate the world in order to benefit from it. Can we just elaborate that? Can we discuss that? What is meant by manipulating the world in order to benefit from it?
I think, Jai Gurudev,
Yeah.
like being in that Jnani state, he has that all that liberties that whatever he can demand or he wishes, that would be fulfilled by any of the people around him or by his own virtue also. So, but he will not go for it because he knows his demands, first of all, his demands are not much, and he is away from that man apaman bhava also. And also thirdly, like he is not interested in achieving all, like for him, why would he have a reason to manipulate until unless he has some requirement? He has no requirements. So for him to manipulate, he has no reason to do it, because he is like in that content, he already has that contentment.
Jai Gurudev. I think that in the Deha Bhav, whenever we are, our sources of joy are through our senses. So we want something from the world to satiate our senses. So that time, even if it is needed to be little bit manipulation outside, emotionally blackmailing or any, there can be hundred and thousands of ways of manipulation, because the thought behind it or the vrittis behind it is, I am going to get the comforts from the vastu vyakti paristhiti. So all these manipulating mind works, whereas here absolutely there is minimum to minimum deha bhav just to maintain the body. And for such brahmagyanis, the whole kainat, the whole nature, prakriti, and devloka and everyone is like there to serve him. So automatically his body needs are anyway up to very much extent are taken care. So the question of manipulating, because he knows that the permanent joy is, this is the Maya and there is no any joy in that. Nisara is sansar mein, kind of. That's why he is so comfortable and easy in his own self, in that Atma Bhav. So the question of manipulating the world for his personal gains, that also for the Deha Bhav, absolutely is dissolved. That's what I feel. Ramaraji, please elaborate on this.
Can I add? He doesn't have dependencies on the outside world. So he doesn't need to manipulate and he is content. So he just don't need anything. Uh, Only for surviving or for the body, he needs to take care. Otherwise, he doesn't need anything from the world. So he will not manipulate. He is means he is in his swa and he is blissful. So he will not manipulate or get a joy from the world.
See, what do we mean? Yeah, very nice sharing. What do we mean by manipulating? That is, you want to twist and change the situations according to your likes and dislikes. That is what I understand by manipulation, isn't it? You want a particular um, thing to happen, or you want a person to behave in such a way, or you want the situation to be in such a manner that you want it to be. It is not, and therefore you manipulate using whatever. So,
So
because,
you
yeah,
This will come only when we have this thing that through the comfort to the body through five senses, any kind of enjoyment, the moment your joy gets stuck with the senses, then automatically you are going to depend, and you will see to it that the outer objects or people and situations should be in such a way that they should satiate my sensual pleasures. Then only the manipulation, this so hard word will come into the picture. When your complete dependence of your own personal joy and comfort is on your senses, then only this manipulation word will come, I think so. Jai Gurudev.
Jai
Besides,
Gurudev.
yeah, okay.
Sorry, continue, Brahmaraji.
No, I was just saying that
Oh,
his demands are not like he has no demands are very less. He doesn't require much for his existence or for his mental peace. Everything, like he is full in himself. So why would he want to manipulate the world? Because whatever, in whichever state he is satisfied with that. Yeah, just wanted to say this.
Jai Gurudev. I am Suresh here. I have come to India now. I could join you people. I was traveling all these days. I could not attend also. But I am following you people. I had asked question about this hunger and what was that? A thirst. See, though he is very satisfied, everything and all that, his body needs, he will be hungry and he will be thirsty. So everything for that hunger, he tries to see, I have to have breakfast now, where I have to look for it. So if he is santushta, okay, he is santushta with all his mental, that everything. But his body needs that food and thirsty, So he has to have that food. Then he will try to, that attitude towards the hunger and thirsty. I had asked, I think, about few days back before I was leaving the US, but I don't know whether it was discussed or not discussed. He has to see, I had to go to take food, so I had to have something. Then he starts where to get food, manipulating. So he should not have that even that thinking about it.
I don't know
basic-
whether that will be considered as manipulating. See, he has to take care of his basic needs.
Yeah,
So
but how?
he goes out with a begging bowl. So he's a sannyasi. He does not have a niketa. He doesn't have anything.
No,
So
that is what
he goes out for begging, and whatever he gets, He takes it. He does not say, oh, I want only this, I want only that. So
That,
he's in
yeah,
that state of santushta. So whether he gets or not, he is happy.
happy,
And
yes.
I think that is how he is. So non-manipulating. See, if we consider ourselves the opposite of non-manipulating, we look at ourselves. How often do we manipulate situations around in order to what? Satisfy our likes and dislikes. So he
Yes.
is free from ragadvesha. So whether he gets idli, or whether he gets just a fruit, or whether he gets some rice, whether he
He's
gets
happy
nothing,
with it.
he is just happy. He is not manipulating there,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
I had read the one Atma Charitra of one Swamiji. He goes to only 5 places for begging. Whatever he gets it in that, he will eat. Even if he doesn't get food in those 5 places, he will not eat on that day. That was the principle he was following. Means there is no manipulation there, you see.
Can we have some examples of manipulation? Can we use one example as in hot countries like in Bahrain, using AC, or in cold countries using the heaters? Can that be a example of manipulation? Or can we have some more examples?
No, that is not a manipulation, I feel. There is a need, basic need, and it will be there. I cannot say that. It's a basic need.
When
He
there
has to have.
when there is a greed, only then we manipulate. If we want something, then we try to manipulate something,
So
and which
whatever
is
we
not.
get, we just.
Can someone have some examples, please?
In that Charitra, of Siddhartha Swami I was reading, he leaves the place with some friends, at age about 5 or 6. And his friends are always worried about what next to eat and what next, all that. But this Swami, he means when he was very young and all that, he is not worried about it at all. Then they go to a temple, and first thing the friends they go, I have to go, I am very hungry. We will go to some city and all that. So it would be very night. They go, and the people think that these fellows are thieves and they will beat him. They will not give food or any other thing. But this Swami, he is very santushta in him. He stays there only in the temple. During that time, one person, I don't know, he has come to give prasada to the God. And he is satisfied there, you see. So,
This is what I am mentioning, that Prakriti takes care.
care,
When
that
he
is
is
what.
so much established, his Deha Bhav is dissolved, so it is like
See,
automatically most of his needs are taken care. Somebody
fulfilled.
will come and how
Yeah.
Gurudev gives guarantee, if you do 2 Sudarshan Kriyas with me, even in the desert, you will get your food in a silver plate. That is
Yeah.
what, like, when he is promising us, like when we don't do anything. So for him, what is there to get the food and to get to sleep and get to clothes and one chappar on his head? So he is completely in the mother nature's uh, care in
Santusht.
the hmm,
The
all the
content.
time. So
Yes.
manipulation is a very harsh and hard word, even that is very much beyond such people's dictionary.
Dictionary. Yes.
This
Or
when manipulation comes when we think that the joy is there outside, and the joy I need to get it, snatch it somehow. I have to, because our vrittis and our whole focus is only the joy, some kind of joy from listening and tasting or hearing something with touch, then we will go up to any extent to get that.
That,
Then
yes.
the manipulation word comes into the picture. Your vrittis, your vasanas drive you up to that extent. Otherwise, anyways, nature, mother nature is anyway. See, even if your child born and it is left in the jungles, if the
He will be
child has to
taken care.
survive,
Mhm.
that confidence you should have, like lying on the mother's lap, sitting on the
Yeah.
mother's lap and lying on the mother's lap. Then
Santushta
automatically
is.
somebody will come and somewhere that prerana will happen and somebody will come and feed you. Have that confidence. Or if it does, that food doesn't come, then your body doesn't need that. Your Vaishwanar inside will trigger something in somebody and the food will come to you.
True.
That level of confidence is there for such Brahmagan. No even confidence. He doesn't think also in that line.
That is what these
So much established.
friends, of their Swamiji, they are always thinking about the food. Next what, next what, next what. But this Swami is not at all thinking about it. So he is not worried about it. So they manipulate. Whenever any city comes, they immediately, oh, food, 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 food. And that is the manipulation.
I'm not sure whether wanting to satisfy your basic needs will be considered manipulation. See,
No, you do
there's
your duty.
level, right?
At least begging
Manipulation
bowl
is,
is there. Begging bowl is there. But nowadays, those nobody gives begging.
here we need to understand what manipulation actually is, no?
Yes, it has a different
So,
meaning here.
yeah, I think,
Correct.
see, supposing there is a person who's a go-getter, inverted commas. A go-getter is one who's so driven by his rajas that come what may,
Manipulate.
will get what he wants. He may even trample some people, crush some people, whatever, but he'll get what he wants. Without, as against a karma yogi who is like doing what is required to be done. So there, I think the intensity of the desire, if it is small, like these Swami's friends, they had a desire to get food. It is not a wrong desire. It is a basic need. So wanting to search for food is, you're not manipulating anything. You're just looking out for food and you're getting it. Whereas if the desire is so intense, then you may, I think that part we have to understand. What is manipulation? So that then we can look at our own lives and see, are we manipulating or are we not?
Yeah.
No?
See, suppose there
So,
is a shortage of food in some mess or anywhere. Okay. And there's a long queue.
Yeah,
And you come into the in between the queue and manipulate it
correct.
to take.
And manipulate. You say, give some falsehood. You say, oh, I this and this. So you want to, that is manipulation.
That is manipulation.
Whereas standing in the queue till your turn comes, you are
So
following
that is
that.
left to, yes.
You're being sincere. You're not manipulating the situation.
Manipulating, yes. That is one.
So that is the manipulation. Wanting to always satisfy your needs. Your
Need.
needs are higher than anybody else's
Whatever,
needs.
yes.
It's very self-centric, no? When a person is manipulative, he is so oblivious to the needs and the needs of the others. He only prioritizes his need.
His man.
So then
Then
you will manipulate everything.
mm,
You're not looking at the comfort of the others. You're not looking at the needs of the others. You're so self-centric. So a person manipulates if he's very selfish and wants only his needs to be satisfied. No? So I think that, so that way the examples that that Mrinal was asking, maybe this is one example. The very good example you've given is that line, standing in line for the food.
So many times, that will happen every day. In the bus queue, I have to get in every time. Many things, small things. Somehow I have to go there. That desire, that whatever
not
happens.
sometimes your own prakriti also, like if you are pitta driven so much that you are not able to even stand there. The pitta is so high, and the kapha vyakti is aram, so he is standing in the line. When his number comes, he is comfortable.
Yes.
So many factors come into the picture. I think main is your vasanas driving you, or you yourself are so much like totally into Shat Sampatti, that Sam, what it is, Dama, Shama, and everything you are practicing naturally. That is more
No,
important.
that is
I
what
think.
they, that matparaha, means thinking of not the body, not this, only of the self. Then your wishes also will be automatically given to you, by Prakriti. Otherwise, you are only, if you think that you only have to do all that, then you will manipulate things. I think in one of the chapter it is written only constantly not worried about the body or whatever it is, the desire for any small things, cold, hot, always thinking, you be centered.
Also, when we deal with people and talk about courses and all that, it will be. I remember when I first was in the art of living, I was told you do this, and this, and you will get this, and this. But that is actually manipulating in a subtle manner with respect to seva and all that. You do this, and um, you know, uh, your needs will be taken care of. Arey, you do seva just for the sake of seva. You don't do seva because you will get this.
No, it happened to me also.
Isn't it? So even when we talk to people about courses, we tell them this is good, please do it. Don't tell them you do this and your job situation will improve or your this will improve. In a way, see, because we are giving them, I mean, ideally, we let them do it. We just inspire them to do it. But in order for us to get that registration, we know what their pain point is, and then we go on telling them, you do this and you'll get a job, or you do this and you'll ultimately, maybe he will get a job, doesn't matter. Maybe he may not get. But in order for us to get that one registration, to what extent are we going on? And I don't know whether that will also come under manipulation. Although Rajima had once mentioned, Ena Kena Prakarena, you must get them onto the spiritual path. So by hook or crook, you just bring them to the spiritual path. That is one aspect of it. I don't know whether we can extrapolate this manipulating thing into the spiritual path, like goading people to come onto it. To what extent can we do it? Will it be considered manipulation? Or we just we educate them and let them take their journey themselves. So these are some questions. Don't know whether, we can talk about.
I was learning this Bhagavad Gita through here some course. My teacher, she's still there. She used to stay. Whenever anybody comes, I will give them a big cup of tea. so that they will sit about 5 minutes. In that, she will talk about the, but that is a manipulation, no?
I
About the
don't think
Bhagavad
so. It is a
Gita.
manipulation. Like keeping them engaged, and then because the other person is so much into in their
Worldliness.
own Maya, in the own Maya, they are so
Maya,
much
yes.
caught up. So little bit some this thing is needed, no, for fish to catch the fish,
That's a bit.
catch their mind,
Maybe
keep their
the
mind
intention
engaged.
here is what makes it manipulation or non-manipulation. If it is for your own need, it becomes your own
Manipulation.
you want to fulfill your desires, it becomes manipulation probably. But if you're doing it for the sake of others, for the good of others, then probably it is not manipulation.
Manipulation.
No, so I think that difference should be there.
No,
This is good.
but whatever
Good.
be the intention, it is manipulation. With a good intent, you are doing it, but it is called manipulation, isn't it?
Correct. Yes.
It,
It is not
it doesn't.
arjavam. You are not what you are
Huh.
inside.
Your
Correct.
intentions might be good, but this is a manipulation.
Mm.
But used for good purpose.
Here
See,
the
by
example also
making
can be for
by making them sit for the course, we don't get anything. Absolutely, no monetary gain, nothing. Just joy of sharing, and if something clicks with the person and he or she
You
starts
become happy.
moving on, yeah, that joy is different. But a manipulation word, I think so, it is associated more and more with your own, driven with your own personal vasanas and vrittis and desires to have the joy, happiness, to go up to any extent, to means hurting the person also, unknowingly, knowingly, but your joy and happiness is of utmost importance. Then you may go up to the cruelty also. That is, I think, manipulation is the
Manipulation.
word. Is
Okay, I just want to read um, what it means to manipulate someone. I went to Google, okay, just to get some clarity. Manipulation is the exercise of harmful influence over others. See, mark the words. It's harmful influence over others. People who manipulate others attack their mental and emotional sides to get what they want. The person doing the manipulating, called the manipulator, seeks to create an imbalance of power. And what is an example? They use your feelings against you. If you're upset, someone who is manipulating you may try to make you feel guilty for your feelings. They may accuse you of being unreasonable or not being adequately invested. For example, if you really loved me, you'd never question me. Or I couldn't take that job. I couldn't. So the exercise of harmful influence over others. You attack their mental and emotional sides to get what you want. It's quite subtle, this thing. And he creates an imbalance of power. So it's not just about need, it is also about putting the other person in a spot.
so
No?
very delicate. Yes, very.
It is a subtle thing. I'm not sure. See, the reason why I brought this up is because I have been told that I manipulate by people. So I was wondering, what is this manipulation actually? I wanted to get some more clarity on this. So I'm it's So if you're upset, someone who is manipulating you may make you feel guilty for your feelings.
This is a very important word. I think we all have to go a little inside and think about it. It is not only emotions, it has so much to do with the inner world of oneself.
Yes, yes.
No, what methods we are using to deal with the world, that becomes important in order for us not to be non-manipulating.
Manipulative.
Isn't
See,
it?
when you have complete faith, Shraddha, then you don't manipulate. You see, that part of Shraddha comes here. When you don't have that Shraddha, then you start manipulating. Then you are on your own. You're not giving it to the chance for divine to work on you. The Shraddha
I
also is
have an
more important.
example. I have an example. Some company tells you you will get so much interest. They know they wanted money for capital or something, and they know also they will not return that money. But they play with the mind of others to invest in their company, and they are not giving again. So they manipulated their mind for their own greed or swartha. Here they have manipulated the mind of people for getting money.
Again, when Brahmaraji brought up this subject of
Because that they
asking,
have
sorry,
continue.
when Brahmaraji said asking people to join the course, and mostly people who are vulnerable now, who are in bad shape, uh, when we tell them this, these are the things will make change in them, like what she was explaining, your needs are taken care and things will be all right. Are we not exploiting their situation? And then emotionally, are we not exploiting them? Uh, this was the thought came to me.
No, but in that case, you are not harming them, no? See, the question of harming has come there. You harm them and then use them for your gain. That is the manipulation. The definition is that what they have written. You are not harming them. We have gone with the intention to help them so that they come in the knowledge and automatically his uh, life becomes good. For that case, we are going. With that intention, we are going. That is not harming. There we are not manipulating. The question of that manipulation, the definition is correct. By harming others, we are using them for our gain. That is manipulation.
Also, there are some examples here of 9 signs of emotional manipulation. I thought I will just read so we get a better understanding. 1, they undermine your faith in your grasp of reality. 2, their actions don't match their words. 3, they are experts at doling out guilt. 4, they claim the role of the victim. 5, they are too much too soon. 6, they are an emotional black hole. 7, they eagerly agree to help and maybe even volunteer, then act like a martyr. 8, they always one up you. 9, they know all your buttons and don't hesitate to push them. I think this last one is what is
good.
is easy for us to understand.
Understand, yes.
You know where their soft spots are, and you push that in order to get what you want. I think that becomes manipulation.
Dhanyavad
No, but
Brahmaji for sharing this. It is so very important to understand. Kshamita, can someone help to go with the
Yes.
reading part, please?
I will take over, Bella, don't worry.
Dhanyavad.
So he is, where are we reading? He's happy with anything? Yeah, I think we read this, but we came back to that manipulation thing. He is happy with anything. Santushtaha ena kenachit. With any given thing, he is happy because he is happy with himself. He will do what is necessary to take care of the body, but he has no scheme to manipulate the world in order to benefit from it. The few things that are
That
necessary
scheming,
for
that scheming is the manipulation.
yeah,
That is what means he doesn't scheme to get what he wants. That is the manipulating. Continue, Brahmaraji.
yeah, the few things that are necessary for any living person are all he bothers with. Whatever they are and in whichever form they come, he is santushta, totally happy. He is a non-complaining person. So he's not someone who is wanting to change the situations around him to suit his uh, his needs. He is happy with whatever he gets. He's not complaining. Shankara reminds us here. Yeah. Shankara reminds us here of another Satya, another Vakya from the Mahabharata, which expresses the same thing. This ena kena chidachano yena kena chidaschitaha. And that the last line is not covered, is covered, yeah. Yatra kvachana shayi chatvam deva brahmanam viduhu. All the gods call him a brahmana whose clothes can be ragged, who is satisfied with whatever food he gets, and wherever he finds shelter to lie down and rest. So that is the meaning of those two verses. All the gods call him a brahmana whose clothes can be ragged, who is satisfied with whatever food he gets, and wherever he finds shelter to lie down and rest. The idea is you do not need to provide him with comforts to keep him happy. People generally require many things to keep them cheerful. Certain types of music, food, company, even conversation topics must all be to one's taste, or one gets disconcerted. Some people cannot bear to be in a conversation in which they cannot participate. Even the clouds must be kept away to keep some people cheerful. A wise man, on the other hand, is already pleased with himself. So, he is easily pleased with whatever he has. If you are pleased with yourself, the world need not do much to please you, nor can it displease you. So basically, he is in that state where he is complete himself. He does not need this, and this from the world. The Swamiji so nicely has given us all the different levels. Certain types of food, music, company, even conversation topics must all be to one's taste, or one gets disconcerted. In my example, I get a little put off. I'm not so interested in politics. So when Prem, my husband, talks about politics, I tend to get a little not upset, but then it is not to my taste. Whereas I think if it's a jnani, he would not be bothered by it, whether it is a topic conversation going on about politics or sports or anything. He is happy within himself. And also, so often in our multicultural workplace that I'm working in, there are people who just break into the local dialect, local language. I mean, they start speaking in Arabic. It puts off people who do not understand Arabic. So you suddenly become very uneasy because you can't understand. But I think if it was a jnani, he would not be bothered by it. Doesn't matter if they're talking in Arabic, so what? Then slowly you can tell them later, hey, listen, when you're in a group, in a meeting, it's better to stick to one language. But that not getting upset, not getting ticked off by people and situations is what the jnani's state is.
No, even we need not tell them, you're told you speak in Arabic. Okay, just leave it. With reference to context, we nearly understand what they speak.
But no, Sureshji, as you're karmi, I'm talking of a karma yogi. When you're a karma, if you're a jnani, it doesn't matter what they're talking. Also,
No,
doesn't matter.
the
It's
Santushta is a
anything world.
gnani, no?
Yeah, but correct. But with respect to us, see, we are still a sadhak. We are still
Sadhak.
sadhaks, right? So we are still work in progress.
So we have not to
cannot,
bother about it. That is what I felt. Need
but
not tell
you
them.
have to, you accept it, but then you have to not passively accept it. You have to actively accept it. No, it
We
cannot
can say,
become a pattern.
no,
See,
we can
every
say,
time it becomes a pattern,
yeah, we can say that
you
I
have
did
to
not
intervene there.
understand the meaning of it.
In
what it talks.
transactional world, we have to do this because
Correct.
we are, yeah.
No, we can just tell them in a very nice way that I didn't understand the conversation, what we did. So they will
Correct.
understand.
So you need to
That way.
mention it. No, it is
Yeah,
not that
mention it.
you have to certainly make them be aware that
Yeah, yeah.
they may not do it intentionally, but you will have to just bring it to their notice. And that will do it skillfully. It is not like you show your displeasure and all that. From that, having accepted it, then you tell them. Like how Percy G was talking about food and his habits to his son. So then a change will be affected. Then Aniketa, he has no dwelling place and he is happy. This does not mean that he should have no roof over his head, but that there is no place which he calls his own. The one for whom there is no mama buddhi is called Aniketaha. Such benchmarks that we have for us to follow. All these words reveal the person, but lastly he says, the real bhakta is a sthiramatihi. Previously he said, dhrida nishchayaha, the one whose understanding leaves nothing to be desired. And he concludes repeating the same thing. Sthiramatihi is one whose understanding is firm in that it is complete. There is no vagueness or doubt. One may ask whether someone has a total commitment to making money. Is he not also a sthiramatihi? But with regard to money, there and with anything other than Atma, the mati is always asthira, because sthirata is possible only when what one dwells upon is sthira, constant. It should be nitya, not subject to change, and also complete, purna, in order for the mati to be sthira. The swarupa of Atma is the very swarupa of the mind, and therefore, once the mind is awake to the truth of Atma, the person does not undergo any change. The mati is sthira because the object is sthira. He is awake to the paramartha vastu, the thing that is real, satya. That is only Brahman, which is Atma. Up to this point, all that has been said is the expression of the person. It can be absolute, in which case he has sthiramati, or the expression of these qualities may be only relative, as we do see in some ethical, balanced people who are not necessarily jnanis. Thus, we have no real features to distinguish whether a person is wise or not. Finally, only sthiramati determines whether he has wisdom. His knowledge of the fact that Atma is Brahman is firm, never assailed by doubts. So a person can have sthiramati only with respect to Atma, not that he is someone who's going after money or after some fame and he's pursuing it with that with that determination. That doesn't become sthiramati, because money, name, fame, anything in the world outside is changing. It is asthira. So the sthiramati you get only if you are pursuing Atma and you have realized that you are that. Bhaktiman sa naraha, that person is a devotee. The popular meaning, Rudhyartha, of Nara is simply person, but its etymological meaning is the one who does not die. Na riyate iti naraha, an epithet for Paramatma. Because of his knowledge of Atma, this person has become a Nara. So a true Nara is one who does what? Na riyate iti naraha, one who does not die, one who is immortal, one who is eternal, Satya. So this Jnani becomes a Nara. He is a Nara. He is further called Bhaktiman. Bhaktiman sa Naraha. He is further called Bhaktiman, the one who has Bhakti, which means Jnana Swarupa Bhakti. And he is beloved to me, Me Priyaha, which means, as we have been seeing, he is my Atma. He is not separate from me. Here, Bhaktiman is used in the sense of Jnani. We have seen the 4 types of bhaktas. The bhakta in distress, that is who? The artha. The one who is a bhakta when he wants something, that is an arthati. Then a mumukshu who is pursuing knowledge, and the jnani who Bhagwan declares as himself. So the mumukshu is a jignasu. So artha, artharti, jignasu and jnani. These are the 4 types of bhaktas. That is the bhakta described here. Let us maintain the word bhakta, as the word devotee can be problematic. The root bhaj, from which it comes, means to pursue and also to gain. Now Bhagavan concludes, introducing this last verse. Shankara says that the list of the group of attributes of those sannyasis who have clear knowledge of the real Vastu, who have freed themselves from the threefold desire for wealth, progeny, and the hereafter, and who are committed to the pursuit of Akshara Brahma, which was initiated, is now concluded. So remember, we had these threefold desires. They were that the jnani is free from, which are what? Wealth, progeny, and the hereafter.
Hereafter is after death. Is it after death?
Hereafter is the swarga. Meaning that you do punya, you do a lot of punya karma in order to go to swarga. You're still reeling in the anatma there, no? All the qualities taught so far are summed up in this last verse. Etu dharmyamritamidam yathoktam paryupasate shraddha danamat parama bhaktastetiva me priyaha. Yetu, however, those who paryupasate follow dharmya, dharma dharmya amritam idam. This life that is in keeping with dharma, leading to immortality, yathoktam, as was told, shraddha dhanaha, who are endowed with shraddha, mat paramaha, for whom I am the ultimate, te bhaktaha, those devotees, ativa, exceedingly, me priyaha, beloved to me. However, those etu paryupasate dharmya amritam yadhoktam shraddadhanaha matparamaha te bhaktaha ativa me priyaha. So, however, those who follow this life that is in keeping with dharma, leading to immortality, as was told, who are endowed with shraddha, and for whom I am the ultimate, those devotees are exceedingly beloved to me. They are most beloved to me. Dharmyartham, dharmyam is that which does not move away from dharma. Dharmat anapetam. And it is amrita because it is the cause for amritatva, immortality. This life of dharma, which consists of conducting oneself in keeping with the description of a wise man that was just told, yathokta, and meditating upon Akshara Brahma is the means for liberation. The wise man's natural expression, friendliness, moves, you will need to, scroll up. Natural expression, friendliness, maitri, compassion, karuna, absence of dvesha, etc., become the values of those who seek this wisdom. Those mumukshus meditating upon Akshara Brahma also pursue these values relatively. They are able to pursue this well and with great enthusiasm because they are Shraddha Dhanaha. They are endowed with Shraddha in themselves, the teacher, the Shastra, and Ishvara. The grace of all four is required. Through prayer, we gathered the grace of Ishvara. And one manifestation of that grace, Ishvara Kripa, is the very Shraddha. Because of Shraddha in the Shastra, there is Shastra Kripa, whereby what the Shastra says is understood properly. Just a second. Otherwise, Shastra will be interpreted differently, which is why we have just a second. So, because of otherwise the Shastra will be interpreted differently, which is why we have so many schools of thought arising from the same Shastra. Thirdly, you require the teacher's grace, Guru Kripa. And finally, your own Atma Kripa. When they are all there, you will have conducive situations and atmosphere, trust in yourself, and therefore this knowledge. Shraddha is a very comprehensive word. Those who have it are Shraddha Danas. Because Krishna is summing up here, he makes it very clear by saying, Mat Paramaha, those whose commitment is to me. If you are invoking the grace of the Lord for the sake of health or economic welfare or any other reason, then your commitment is to those things and not to Ishvara. There is nothing wrong with that. But the one who is Matparama wants to know Ishvara, which is an entirely different thing.
Here it comes, no? Who is not interested in health. You see that? You can go down little. He is interested only in
Ishvara, he's not interested
Ishvara.
in health, wealth, economic
No,
welfare.
really, that little down, if you come down,
I think you'll have to go to the previous page, Bela. Yeah.
Here, you see. If you
Then
are invoking the... We can read.
So, so if you are invoking the grace of the Lord for the sake of health or economic welfare or any other reason, then your commitment is to those things and not to Ishvara.
Ishvara. That is the... See, here. That is the crux of the...
There is
Matpara.
wrong with that, but the one who is Matparama wants to know Ishvara, which is an entirely different thing. He is a mumukshu because there is no moksha other than Ishvara, who is moksha swarupa. Therefore, you have to recognize Parameshwara, for which you must necessarily be Ishvara Parama. Yeah. I think we've reached here. It's 6:30 by our time here. So maybe we'll stop here. We have another few paras to complete the last verse. Maybe tomorrow what we'll do is we'll come back to verse number 20 and we'll move on from there. Those four Ishvara, the grace of those four are so important. The grace of Ishvara, because of which you have the Shraddha. And because you have Shraddha, when you go to the Shastra, you have the Shastra Kripa coming up on you. You understand what the Shastra is implying, trying to convey in the right manner, in a clear manner. You will not misinterpret the Shastra. That is why we have so many schools of thought. And then when you have the Shastra Kripa, the Guru Kripa that makes you, which is also important in this Moksha Marg. And then finally, you have Atma Kripa for you to be steadfast on this path. So all four are required. And who gets this? A Shraddha Dhana, the person who has Shraddha.
Which one is the first one?
Ishvara Kripa. Bela, can you just go to the previous page? I think today we'll stop at those four graces. So,
yeah, good.
So they are able to pursue this well and with great enthusiasm because they are Shraddha Dhana. They are endowed with Shraddha in themselves, the teacher, the Shastra, and Ishvara. So that Shraddha in all the four is required. The grace of all four is required. Through prayer, we gather the grace of Ishvara, and one manifestation of that grace, Ishvara Kripa, is the very Shraddha. So it's like a closed cycle. It's a closed loop. You pray to Ishvara, and that prayer, the result of the prayer is the Shraddha in all of these. Then, because of Shraddha in the Shastra, there is Shastra Kripa, whereby what the Shastra says is understood properly. Otherwise, Shastra will be interpreted differently, which is why we have so many schools of thought arising from the same Shastra. Thirdly, you require the teacher's grace, Guru Kripa. And finally, your own Atma Kripa. When they are all there, you will have conducive situations and atmosphere, trust in yourself, and therefore, this knowledge, Shraddha, is a very comprehensive word. So, this word Shraddha is not just faith, it includes all these four. Those who have it are Shraddha Dhanas.
Shri Shraddha Dhanas. Dhanas is wealth. So it has to become your wealth. The Shraddha has to become your wealth. Shraddha Dhana. Wonderful.
So, shall we conclude here? I know we didn't have much time for Manana, but we'll do this last verse again tomorrow. And regarding Sunday, I think tomorrow we'll discuss about it tomorrow. You can put it in the word in the group. Is Sunday fine with everybody? The same time that we had, because Nana wants is the second session of the Upanishads is slated for this Sunday. Either 7:30 to 8:30, which is 10 to 11, or 9:30 to 10:30. Just put that in the message in the group, and then we'll take it up forward. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.